Hi guys, Randall here. I have been frantically leveling Sylma so that I could use her in class matches, and today she hit Tidus for over 10,000 damage. It felt really crazy, so I wanted to replicate that setup in Arena, using the same team as I'm running in class matches, but trying to make it work on Odo. And then, obviously right now, the map gives some extra magic resistance, so enemies will be a bit more resistant to Sylma's attacks, but I feel like there's still a good way to make her shine in those battles. So, our team is Sylma, 9S, and WOTV. I usually feel bad about showcasing teams with like top tier units because I know not everybody has access to them. But we have one or more unit in there that everybody's going to be able to build for free, and once in a while it's fun to play units that are stronger inherently. So our team is built around two main concepts. The first one is we're all pretty tanky. 9S has good defense, my 2B is built as a bruiser build and a pugilist so she can take attacks pretty well, and we're especially designed to fight slashers. We have good slash resistance base on these characters, we have the Solidus card for more slash resist, and then both Sylma and 2B can increase slash resistance further with one of their buffs. So really, we should not have much trouble against slash attackers, but other types of damage might be more troublesome. As usual, at the end of the video, I will show the loadouts, the vision card, Esper, abilities on off for all of those units. So if you want to see that, just go at the end and you'll have the exact thing. But for now, let's go in battle. Alright, this time we're fighting a bunch of mages and Tidus, so I'm expecting the Tidus to go down as easily as in the previous match, but maybe the mages will deal a little bit more trouble to us. Now, I'm not equipping my Sylma with Magic Reflex, she has the Kotodama Guard, so she might be a little bit squishier against their attacks, but she still has a decent magic resistance. And again, the rest of our team has a Faith of 50, so they will not go down in one hit, but 2 hits from Yuna, or even from Sakura, will be enough to take everybody out. And they have access to healing, which we technically do from Sylma, but I don't think her AI will prioritize healing enough for us to actually see it in action. So we'll wait and see. Now, that Sakura is going to be hitting 2B in her following turn, but she usually struggles with accuracy a little bit, even though I did not increase my accuracy for her. So, sorry, her evasion that much. Now, re-raise on Yuna, okay, she's going to be the main target, and I keep forgetting to set this at 1.5 times speed. So I'll set it before the next battle. Enemy Tidus is again not in range for his second turn, and as I expected, Eternal Pain is coming out. I'm predicting 1 miss out of 3 hits. Let's see if I'm right. Nope, 2 misses, so even better. That's really, I feel like I say that too often, but the difference in luck for 99 units compared to 120 units really makes it so that it's easy for even a unit that's not built for evasion, like my Pugilist 2B, who doesn't have Blade Soul, doesn't have a piece of equipment that gives her evasion, but she still dodges pretty reliably. Now, Jet Shot, oh, that's a lot of damage on Sylma. I'm not a fan of that. Let's take him out. Again, he lives with a sliver of HP, and that's really just the magic resistance from the map. So that's pretty good. 2B, though, should not have enough damage to one-shot Yuna if she has Bahamut on, so that's going to be a little bit less. Yeah, and then Aeon Bond, so back to full HP. Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's a fight against Yuna. But what I am pretty thrilled for is to show you the damage that Sylma can potentially do. And then Jamming Thrust just interrupted the cast. So I guess we healed Yuna, but we cancelled her spell, so that's not bad. It gives us a chance to take Sakura out before she releases another attack. And then with the chain, a lightning chain from the Jamming Thrust that had landed, we still managed to take her out for the first time. Now it's going to be even harder this time around because she has malpractice on top of everything else, but let's see how we can make it happen. Okay, 2 hits and we're good to go. Sylma definitely carries her weight in those fights. Now, one of the things I've noticed while using Sylma is she has some accuracy issues. Against Tidus, she usually doesn't even have 100%, and against 2B it's even worse. So they have a high evasion 2B. I'm expecting this to be a very tough matchup for us. But we'll go in and see how damn it, which enemy was that? This one. We'll go in and see how it goes. That's the main reason why I set up my 9S to use the Assault field on her right from the first turn, because she has really good damage if she can land it. And that bonus accuracy allows her to hit targets like Tidus pretty reliably. But if I wanted to fight enemy 2Bs and whatnot, I would definitely need to set her with the addition of an Alexandrite ring perhaps, or switch her Esper to one that gives more accuracy. Right now she's using the Bahamut Esper, but it's really set up for damage more than anything, so that's the main reason she doesn't have a lot of chance to hit in general. So let's see, Tidus this time has Tonic Blade, so it's a lot of damage from the get-go. We will have only one turn, I think, to hit him. Nope, he actually laps us, so that is very, very bad. Sylma will go down from the enemy Tidus before she hits him, so it doesn't matter if we take him out in one hit. And then I should probably turn off Nimble Movement, because I don't feel like it's a high-impact move in these fights. Okay, Tidus is actually out of AP, but he uses Sentinel, so we won't do nearly as much damage as we did. The extra Spirit plays a huge role here in his survivability. 9S, pretty powerful damage dealer. And then, well, Ken Tabi has no chance fighting an enemy Auron. He has guaranteed abilities, guaranteed hits, and he's Ice versus Wind, so not a good matchup. And then the enemy Tabi can just reach our Sylma. So I was expecting that this would be a bad matchup, but it's definitely not disappointing. We might still win though, because the enemy Auron is very low, and taking out my 9S will probably be a challenge for him. Tornado, so he has a lot of defense penetration, but I still have a lot of HP, and I'll take him out in one hit if I survive. Yeah, I am very much fine. With 18 AP, Linear Spear Shot, and we're closing this out. I guess this also goes to show the power of 9S in these fights. This time, opposite Tidus, Yuna, Tabi. It's really... These units are everywhere in Arena, so it's pretty hard to find a match that doesn't even have them. So I guess one of the reasons you might want to level Sylma is really to fight Tidus. She does that very well, but as you can tell, she has a lot of utility even outside of that application. One thing, I've not yet turned out Nimble Movement, but I'm thinking it's the next change I'll make, because she moves forward before it goes off, and she doesn't need it to reach the enemy at that point, so it's kind of a wasted turn. So that's a change I would make. But aside from that, her AI has been pretty much on point. She buffs before being into the enemy's range, and then begins using her Jamming Thrust, which is really all I'm asking. Not a good matchup against the enemy Tabi, except that I one-shot her. Usually, you need to use the piercing ability in order to one-shot her, so I'm kind of surprised that we got that off here. And then, yeah, this time the enemy Tidus does not lap us, so that's pretty good. But he has some more magic resistance than the previous ones, so he survives the first hit, and 9S is just there to clean up the remaining fight. So, Tabi versus Yuna, who's gonna win? My Tabi, again, only has 50 fate, so she will probably not get one-punched. That's what happens. Yeah, so, but we also get some extra magic resistance from the map, so that also plays its role. So now you can see Sylma can heal for a pretty good amount, especially that's Cura, that's not even Curaga or a high healing ability. So with that, she was able to finish her HP with the fight with her HP almost full. Yuna will have one more turn, but when she's low, she just keeps on healing until the end of the fight. So I'm not expecting any major changes here. She's just going to increase 9S's defense again, and we can finish it off properly. Okay, so far so good. Alright, the enemy team for this final match is pretty threatening. 120 King Mont, Auron, and Tidus. And so I'm going to switch my position. I will put Tabi in the middle so that she doesn't face Auron, because we've seen how that went in a previous match, and it was not good for us. And this guy, pretty good split resistances, and he has 25% magic resist, which I don't like. They're using some magic resistance up. So Sylma will do a bit less damage, but he has 2 spirit compared to 63 defense, so she's still probably our best shot at taking the king out. So she kind of needs to win her duel against Tidus, possibly with some help from To Be. And then they're going to team up to kill King Mont. And all the while, 9S will be hoping for a decent chance against Auron. I like the fact that we're using Resistance Field because my Sylma has 33, I think, slash resistance before buffs. So with that, she's actually going to be fighting Tidus with over a 50% buff. Now, they kind of overlap the buffs, so that's not great though. But hey, not the end of the world. They're going to be casting other stuff for the following turns. Or To Be's just going to leave Sylma and go on the other side of the battlefield. So without the Fenrir card, that might have been a one-shot kill. But as it stands, we did not kill him. But you can tell the power of the slash resistance there. Tidus with his Jack Shot did almost nothing to us. And then they're chaining on 9S, but we have some extra slash resistance, so he doesn't lose all that much HP. Now, how much are we gonna hit the king for? Not that much. Well, half his HP, so I guess it is pretty good. And then Sylma does 3,000. So, oh wow, he lives. So Tidus keeps going, but we're pretty tanky, so not a big deal. That, however, is a pretty big deal. We lost most of our HP on To Be, and then, oh, the king decides to take Sylma out. So our MR target was the biggest threat. They decided they could not let her run any longer. Can we still win, though? Auron has bells, so he might be able to hit everybody, but I saw To Be turn around, so he's gonna miss her. Will she have the chance to kill him? He has almost no HP left, so I think the miss on To Be will just give us the victory. So a little bit lucky on our end, but hey, a win's a win. Okay, so time to show you guys my team. First of all, Sylma. She has 1200 magic. That's pretty insane. And then 92 agility, 5000 HP. And in terms of resistances, 33% to slash, 33% to magic. She's immune to charm, and she still has 32 spirit. So overall, I'm very impressed. I'm running her with the Soul of Tamasa, so she can ignore some magic resistance and have some decent magic. The Galmia Code for more magic, and then her own TMR for slash resist, because we're running a slash resistance build with Solidus. And then Bahamut, just because it's a really powerful Esper for magic damage to humans, so great for PvP. Then in her Red Mage sub, I left everything on. I feel like her AI is doing a pretty good job. And in Kodonama Wielder, as we've seen, the main issue was nimble movement, who felt like a waste, so I ended up turning it off, but maybe a little bit too late. Still though, we had some pretty solid performance from her. And then as you can tell, she would have even more magic if I were to put Ramu or something like that on the other guys. But instead, she gets some extra lightning damage up from 9S being in the team, so I find that she's pretty well covered here. That's my typical To Be build, I would say, so Pugilist sub. I have disabled armor deployment, but all the other abilities from both her jobs are on. And then, yeah, lots of stats overall. Pretty decent slash resist with this, so if she gets the chance to use her buff, or if Sylma uses Crimson Resist, she moves all the way to 50 or 55, so pretty impressive, and that's the main reason she survives, on top of a decent amount of defense. So again, if Sylma casts her fast cast protection on her, she moves all the way to 45, so that's also pretty good. Then finally 9S, he's only 115, but he still has a ton of attacks, HP, good defenses, and that's my class match setup, so he has more movement. If I was planning it only around Arena, I would have probably replaced Booster System with Hacking Enhancement for the chance to stun, but even in Arena, the mobility is never a bad thing to have. So overall, pretty good. Again, the detailed stats if you want to look, and 36% slash resist is again really powerful if we buff it with either To Be or Sylma's buff. So that's it for the team. That went very well. Let me tell you, the first fight, I had not practiced that setup on Odo, so you've seen the first 5 fights that I've tried with her, and wow, Tidus must be very sad. It's kind of fun. I know it's cherry picking to place Sylma in front of Tidus every time, but in Arena everybody can cherry pick, so if you like the team and you want to rebuild something like that, you just need to spend a few Blossoms on Sylma, and you'll have something similar. Now, maybe not exactly as strong. I am running 2 pieces of gear from Raid maxed out, but they were available in the previous raid as well, so you can definitely work on those in the long run if you want those pieces of equipment. So with that said, guys, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and then thank you so much for your time and have a great rest of your day.